Hello and welcome to What is the Backstory. Today I will a great, amazing, scary script for the films Halloween.
What's the backstory with Carlos Hardy? Yeah.
So Halloween is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's my favorite horror movies. I have all the DVDs and I stream it a lot. I absolutely love the genre of horror, but I also love the film. Now remember, Halloween came out when you had Friday the 13th and then you had Freddy Krueger, which was Nightmare on Elm Street. But Halloween stands the test of time. Michael Myers was my favorite horror character because he had depth, he had layers to him that were unknown. Freddy, he spoke, which was comical, which I did not like a lot, but and Jason was just this psychotic maniac with no point of reason. But Michael Myers had this invested interest in his killing sprees. He was looking for his sister. That is what really got me. As a child, my family members and I, we would sit around our little small colored, maybe what was it, like maybe 25-inch television set, and we would watch Halloween on loop over and over every time it came on. That became our family ritual. So that's why I really like it. It reminds me of family. It reminds me of being scared, because who doesn't like to be scared? That's what Halloween did for us. It made us scared. I remember watching it for the very first time at my grandmother's house. I was terrified. That film single-handedly just made me afraid to do anything alone. Luckily enough, I had a big family, so if I needed to go in the basement, if I needed to go to the store, if I needed to just go somewhere throughout the neighborhood at night, I didn't have to do it alone because I had tons of brothers and sisters. So there were always someone there, and so that the boogeyman couldn't get us. There's something about being afraid of the dark, being afraid of the unknown, being afraid of what's out there. And I think the Halloween series has done that for us. I am so happy that the new Halloween Kills comes out next year, 2021. I've been waiting with bated breath for that new movie to come out. In our writer's room today, we're gonna meet Mona. Mona is a very courageous woman, but at the same time, whenever you're dealing with Michael Myers, hey, all bets are off. So let's go into our writer's room and see what I've written for Mona. Hopefully she stays alive. Take a look. An African-American woman in her mid to late 30s tosses and turns. Her challenge of finding a pleasant sleeping position fails. The new mom-to-be tucks a pillow between her legs, then under her back to support her bulging belly. Aged metal wires protrude just beneath her mattress, poking her from behind. She takes a long, exasperated sigh, feeling restless and vying to distract herself. Mona's eyes playfully traces the colorful patterns on the ceiling. The pregnant woman flips over, surveying the darkness from a nearby window. Her eyes close momentarily before popping wide open again. I can't sleep. Her husband has been away on a trip overseas for days, leaving her to care for herself. Mona grabs her watch from the nightstand and checks the time. She sits up. A frustrating grin accompanies the dark circles under her eyes. With her arms folded across her chest, she ponders ways of keeping herself busy. From the corner of her eye, she notices a puddle of water blazing a path underneath her bedroom door. Mona grabs her glasses, securing them to her face. How did that get there? Carefully lifting herself from the bed, she cradles her protruding belly. Rubbing her stomach helps ease her jitters. The cautious woman tiptoes to the door. Her footsteps are muted by the gentle trail of water that flows underneath her feet. Her fingers latch onto the handle. She opens the door. Her hazel eyes follows the path of water from the hall to the bathroom. She curiously looks down both ends of her poorly lit hall. The dark shadow plays tricks on her, coming to life and jousting with her imagination. The silent void of darkness promotes a bit of uneasiness. She gathers herself and treks towards the bathroom. She follows the puddle. Fuck. She complains before banging her baby toe into a small table in the pitch black hall. The throbbing pain isn't enough to distract her from a loud bang coming from the opposite end of the hall. Frightened, Mona pivots, staring into the abyss. Who's there? She says with a snark tone. No one answers. She continues to the bathroom. She's met with a pool of warm water that tickles the bottom of her feet. Water shoots from the faucet uncontrollably, overflowing onto the bathroom floor. She frantically twists the lever. A puzzled yet frightening frown finds its way to her face. How did that happen? Something very strange is going on. Suddenly, a disembodied shape sprints past the bathroom door. Sensing something, she turns, but no one is there. Mona takes a few measured steps into the hall. Small pockets of light from the windows help guide her to the front of the house. A barrage of scorching heat tingle against her arm and legs, forcing profuse and exhausting perspiration down her temples. She adjusts her robe, pulling it away from her body. The pregnant woman takes a slow and steady step into the kitchen. Blazing fires are ignited on each of the eyes on the stove. Henry? Is that you? This isn't funny. Spooked, Mona quickly turns off each eye and sprints to the front door. Unlatching the lock, she runs into the bedroom. She is now hugged by darkness. Dim streetlights sit several yards up the road, making it hard for her to see anything. She tries to open the garage, but it's locked. Damn it. She takes tiny steps to the front door. She looks inside. Darkness stares back at her. Henry, is that you? Looking from the front door into her darkened hall, she locks on the blinking light from her phone. It's ringing. Mona challenges her instincts. She steps into the house, then back out again. What am I doing out here? She sneaks in the house and hurries down the hall, lifting the phone from the floor. Hello? Hello? Henry! The phone immediately dies. The front door abruptly slams closed, startling Mona. A handful of her hair is yanked from behind. The back of her skull collides violently with the wall. The mighty blow temporarily impairs her vision. Faint images of an obscure figure in a white mask hover over a few feet away. Mona shakes away her panic, pushing past the masked figure. She opens the door. The masked figure forces his palm into the door, slamming it closed. Who are you? Get away from me! Mona backs away, tripping over herself, landing painfully on her belly. Confined to the floor, Mona lifts her head. She can see the shadow of the masked man from behind. In his hand is a deadly weapon. Conceding her fate, the embattled mom closes her eyes. The masked man's weapon lifts high into the ethers above his head. Suddenly a bang on the door. Mona? It's Henry. Henry! Help! So I wrote this small piece, and like most of his movies, there's always a what we called a cliffhanger. I tried to leave a small cliffhanger. Hopefully you found it a little bit horrific and thrilling. That's what I try to do when I'm writing something like horror. So it just depends. And I'm just, oh my God, I'm just really, it's crazy how excited I am about the 2 Halloween films that are coming up in a year or so. So stay tuned for that. I would like to give you writers the tip of the day. The tip of the day is having a strategic, analytical proofreader if you're writing any type of material. I know I've mentioned it in one of my other videos, but I just want you to know that make sure that if you're writing any type of literature that you have some type of proofreader. Even if you're doing music, or if you're doing any kind of art literature or any book writing or script writing, anything, try to have someone to proofread your work. Grab your editor and then have a proofreader. Proofreader is an extra set of eyes that can help you to make sure that they catch all those those plot holes, or they can do your check your grammar, they can check your punctuation. They can just help you with all of that, because they'll be reading for full enjoyment, but at the same time they'll be looking for those errors that could place holes in your work. And you don't want that. You want people to enjoy your work seamlessly. I thank you so much for always coming back to the channel to check me out. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. Until next time, I have more stories coming up in the future. So just make sure you check back with us on the channel. And again, I appreciate you being here. Until next time, this is What is the Backstory? I'm Carlos. Peace.
What's the backstory with Carlos Hardy? Yeah, yeah, yeah.